Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... Apologies about that late start. It seems that even though I actually arrived here on time, my computer decided to stop loading. If you remember from yesterday's stream, there was basically everything that could conceivably go wrong went wrong. At one point, the internet just stopped working for no reason, which is common around here. My battery refused to charge on the computer, so even though I was desperately trying to connect it, it was not it decided to not work. Then the audio interface stopped, and then someone in private chat things like the play that went wrong. Exactly, yes, KW. And then also my camera died. I think I used my hotspot. My phone also died. I'm not entirely sure, but basically I was left with almost nothing that worked. And yeah, which is a shame because that was one of the most positive Gacha review experiences that I had. By positive, I mean that the video was actually good and well executed and still funny at the same time and can still be, you know, mocked in the same manner that we do with all these reviews. So yeah, it seemed like the one time that was actually seemed to go well, then things decided to not go well. Which means we're in safe hands today, because today we're tackling something that went horribly last time, so I predict absolute perfection from a technical standpoint. So, we're talking about Rare Episode 2, and if you don't remember Rare Episode 1, that was the series that we discovered halfway through was that the title of which was a mistranslation, which just shows you the level of scrutiny that was applied in the making of this. I, of course, am joined today by a couple of guests who are very keen to step in for a second time. Firstly, we have KW.
It's a review that never ends. Yes, my friends, goes on and on. Some people just trying to figure out what's going on in Everett. I don't know.
Yeah, the only rhyme was on and on in that song.
Yes, I am back from the dead.
Yep, and yet you still, because your camera's off, you still appear as a ghost, so it's anyone's guess. Although, of course, speaking of ghosts, our second guest, of course, is basically a ghost, and the very person who introduced me to this series in the first place. Keen to make a return, so welcome, Ghosty.
Yes, I'm here to laugh at this stupid. Anyway,
then laugh you shall.
Quick thing before we start, I've been watching a short video of a man being bit by an eel.
Oh! I did not know that eels could bite, but I should have known that eels can bite because, you know, they have mouths.
Goofy sea dogs. Sea snakes?
Mm-hmm. Sea snakes it would be in this case, yeah.
Like, look at their faces. They are the derpiest thing in the ocean.
I mean, there's some pretty derpy things in the ocean, not gonna lie, but they're definitely in the top tier.
Yeah, they're definitely up there.
Of course, you know what rare creatures, am I right? If people don't remember, rare is the Spanish in Spanish translates to raro, which also is the translation for the word weird. That's where the mistranslation came from, in case anyone didn't remember from last time.
Yeah, I would never be shy and just try to do it in Google Translation and just feel like this ain't real.
As soon as I saw it on the board, I was like, hold on, now I'm starting to see where this comes from. Which is weird, because the revelation came from the fact that one guy called the main character Weird Kid. So clearly the translation was there, but in the script, but it wasn't in the editing process. But I don't know anymore. We'll see if that trend continues, because we have because I mean this is a very much a multilingual cast. because I remember there was a couple of guys speaking French last time. There was some of them, the main characters spoke in Spanish because the author is Spanish, and at the end we had a cliffhanger of somebody being introduced who was Italian. And none of that seems to be presented here. So Dylan meets Mary's friends, Katie and Selena, which was not foreshadowed. Both very peculiar. Again, peculiar, another word for weird that isn't rare. What is happening? Dylan and Eric speak to each other for the first time, and it didn't end very well. They speak to each other in the present tense, but it didn't end very well in the past tense.
Well, and like past and present tense is also something I struggle with, so no judgment.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say my mum told me the story of when we first moved to Spain, and we had practiced the language a bit, but obviously there's a difference between practicing the language for a couple of months versus being there full time. So yeah, so when we started having conversations with some of the other parents or anyone that she had a social group with, she told people that she hadn't got to the point of past and future tenses when learning Spanish yet, but bless her, she still wanted to try. So what she did was, whenever she was talking in past tense, she would point backwards like that, and talking in future tense, she would point like that. So she would say, like, yesterday I go to the store, and apparently that was a really funny idea. And again, that just shows the dedication. Yeah, and dedicated.
Right.
That's that is definitely amazing. All right.
Hello, Kitty.
Yeah. Well, hola. Speaking of Spanish, there you go. Perfect.
Also, I just realized you said, but in the words of Sokka, the effects were decent. And I actually just made a video about Sokka today.
Okay, so if people are wondering what KW's talking about, well, I mean, check out the video as well. But I mean, like, the description of this video, because remember, I do write descriptions for the Gacha reviews.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you go down there, you can see what I wrote this time. I'm actually pretty proud of my of this one particularly.
I just made a video just about why I didn't really care about this particular part of Sokka's character, since everyone is going ballistic about it, and I'm just like, I'm fed up. Let me tell you something here.
Deja vu right now. If people wonder what KW is talking about, then what she's leaving out is the fact that that Netflix or the show or the people, I guess the script writers or whoever is in charge of the Netflix adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender have made a statement, I think a week ago or something like now, saying that they had removed the sexism aspect from Sokka's early character development, so that's no longer there apparently.
Or
and according to
I'm
BB,
not
they've removed
sure.
some other things too, so
There's like
I haven't asked.
mixed articles saying that, oh, they removed it or they tone it, and I'm just like, really, guys? It's not gonna ruin the whole entire show.
If anything, it was a theme for 4 episodes, and that was it.
Really?
Like, if anything, it's not going to ruin the entire show, but it is part of Sokka's, like, general character development, and I can see why people might be a little upset.
Yeah.
But
I think it honestly depends on like how they
how...
execute it in the actual show. What do they replace it with, if anything, and does it still work as well once we see it in person?
Yeah, and
or
if
they on TV,
like
whatever.
literally remove anything else from Sokka's character development, they're just gonna be stuck with the funny man, and they're gonna remove all his flaws, and it's gonna be awful. God, it's gonna be the Avatar movie all over again.
No.
Well, no, it won't be, because they removed the humor from him as well for that one. If anything, they did the opposite, leaving just the humor be an upgrade still.
No, if anything, they're either like toning him down to where it was still where he still has sexism, but it's not like over the top or anything like that, and still have other character developments. Like, I only care about the other character developments because I feel like that was more enjoyable and more important to his character. But hey, we have different opinions.
Yeah, whenever I heard whenever I heard of, like, you know, Sokka's sexism, whatever, like any of the lines in the actual in the animated version, or like I thought it kind of came across as like, you know, playground sexism, if that's a word, you know, like the whole like boys rule, girls drool kind of nonsense that you would get.
Yeah. Literally,
basically that, you know.
It's literally
doesn't go deeper.
Sokka if Sokka was a 10-year-old boy, basically, and he went to public school and being like,
which also kind of makes sense.
boys.
You know, he wasn't the parental figures were not around long enough for him to learn against that. I mean, I guess Gran could have said something, but I don't know. I guess he didn't listen because woman. I don't know.
Like, it's also the case that the Water Tribe, as I've seen as a general culture, is just in general pretty sexist.
Yes, there's also
Well,
that,
at least
which
in
is why
the
I'm
Northern
wondering.
Tribe.
That's why I'm wondering what they're gonna do when they get to the Northern Water Tribe. Because if people are complaining now, imagine when that whole thing comes together.
Yeah,
Well, technically, the Northern Tribe was technically sexist.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know about the Southern Tribe though. I mean, maybe they were, but after like the whole situation where they were at, where they lost a lot of waterbenders and everything like that.
Most of them weren't around to find that out.
I guess.
I mean,
so.
most
I don't
of the
know.
remaining Southern Water Tribe are like 5 years old. So what do they care?
And none of the men are around to teach them the sexism anymore. Hooray!
Except Sokka, which I guess, had he stayed longer, might have been a bigger issue going forward. But
But even then, it was just like for Sokka, like the early 2000s, the playground sexism was kind of warranted because no one takes the early 2000s seriously.
I was a child in the early 2000s, and yeah, I was present for that. I'm not saying that I did that myself because I always found that bizarre, but I did hear things.
Yeah, hopefully they just keep it down and make it a little bit maybe more serious or something like that. But it's not gonna be too bad. Like I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. Like
no, it's not gonna be that big of a deal, but I'm wondering what they're going to replace it with.
Exactly. Yeah. And honestly, until the show comes out, I'm not really gonna bother, speculating or really waving my fists or something because again, I don't, we'll see.
I am not having page for it. Honestly, I am very excited for it. And like, as long as it does good, and I feel like yes, it's like the cartoon or whatever. Like, oh my god, it's awesome with like the story and the world building. Like, I don't care.
I'm not as excited because after the Avatar movie, I just kind of lost steam. It's like
I mean, this is fair. However,
I'm so sad it's going to be. I'm scared it's going to be bad, Jacob. I'm scared it's going to be bad.
Consider that there's no well beneath there. There's like we've reached the bottom of the well. There's no abyss to fall down anymore. So anything is going to have to be over that. It's all uphill from here.
I watched I tried to nitpick at the trailer. I tried so hard to nitpick at the. No!
Wait.
I hate it so much. Every time I heard Arrow, I'm like, it's Arrow. It's Arrow. Don't you dare say Arrow. They're like, Arrow. I just wanted to punch the screen.
I watched the movie when it came out in theaters in Spanish because I was in Spain at the time. So so the mispronunciation I did not know because I did not know the show because I've mentioned it before, but for some reason Avatar didn't get a Spanish dub until 2018, I think. At least that's what I've seen. So it just never hit the airwaves on Spanish TV. So everyone was like, "What? You haven't watched Avatar? What childhood did you have?" I was like, I didn't know. I would have loved to.
I think the only name they got right in the movie was literally Zuko. I think
probably. I mean, Dev Patel is the cherry on top of the icing in anything that he's in. So yeah, that makes sense. I love Dev Patel.
Did you know I raided the Great Library that some stated didn't even exist?
As you know, I conducted a raid in the Great Libraries. Most of it didn't exist. Yeah, that's etched in my brain because I talk about as you know all the time. That's the example I always come back to. So again, I feel like it can't get worse than that.
It can't get worse than the Avatar movie. But part of me is like, oh god, I hope it's not bad. I will literally sell my firstborn child for it to not be terrible.
I mean, if One Piece and Percy Jackson are anything to go by, they seem to be, acknowledging things now.
I have a family member who's such a huge fan of One Piece, the anime, and when they saw the live action, they said, yeah, it's good. So I trust them honestly because they have watched One Piece. I don't know if they read the manga, but they have seen the anime and they have told me, yeah, the acting is good and everything. They probably did have some flaws, but it was good. I liked it as a One Piece fan.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the major drawback from there is just what comes with the territory of live action adaptations. The fact that they can't be as expressive or cartoony because it's not a cartoon. So that's whatever. Obviously, that's going to happen. So yeah, embrace that. As you had a Christmas stream before you said that. Also, the Spanish intensifies the thumbnail of the stream is serious because how the title series read is trying to learn. Yes. So there we go. People understand all of the references now.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Then in that case, let's go ahead and begin the actual episode 20 minutes into this discussion about Avatar. So without further ado, on with the actual review you came here to see.
On with the actual review. And the box.
How and why is
Yeah.
Oh, they're
here?
bobbing now!
They are, yeah.
I didn't want to
Let's
see
see how
her
long that
again.
lasts.
By the way, if people are wondering why he's saying he didn't want to see her again, it's because of the person who came in last episode at the end of the classroom, which I guess we've just skipped now.
Mary! What's up, girls? Did you see my new shoes? My
No, but I saw your eyebrows moving like that, and that I do like that. So.
dad bought them for me yesterday. Aren't they amazing? Again?
Okay.
Hey, these are beautiful shoes. You don't even know anything about fashion.
It's not that. You've just been talking about your new shoes all day.
Well, it's not my fault. I just wanted people to know how
My power comes from my leather shoes.
beautiful my babies are.
Mary? Who's the guy next to you?
Did they only just notice now there was somebody else?
Just now, apparently, yes.
He
Why?
is larger than Mary. He is. You would see him first if you were anything.
Well, he's a new student. Come say hi, Dylan.
I
Come say hi. He's right there.
can't believe she's here. Everything in her life was going great.
Dylan.
I love seeing Mary's reaction at the same time as having his internal monologue. I really enjoy when anime style internal monologues happen in real time and people just have to acknowledge what is going on. I forgot that protagonist apparently had ultimate eyes. Yes, thumbnail, yeah.
Oh, the thumbnail?
Again, he's in his own world.
Hi. Hi.
Ooh, I love your glasses.
Hey, guy.
What? Why was that worth a frying pan sound effect?
Why?
She likes glasses. Cool.
Wake up.
Huh? Sorry.
Dylan, these are my friends, Selena and Katie.
Nice
I
to
like
meet
how
you.
the eyebrows move around, but I don't. I hate the fact that they move around so stiffly.
Where did you buy them? I mean, nice to meet you, Dylan.
Like the most life these characters have is in the face and nothing else.
I feel like that's a fairly common thing to happen in Gacha. At least as soon as Quadzi comes and tells you you've got to step your facial expression game, then it becomes a place where the most life happens.
Nice to meet you
Bless
too.
you?
Yeah, but
Wait,
even then,
where-
like that slight change of like position might help a ton.
Yeah. Admittedly, it's the thing with 2D is you add or remove or move around a couple of lines and it comes across as entirely different.
Oh my god.
That's what the human brain does.
I thought her hair got cut off for a second there, but it's just behind a piece of strand of her hair.
Okay.
Where's Harry?
Well, he lost his favorite paintbrush. He said he'd go look for it in the art classroom.
What?
I'll be right back. I have
Did
But-
someone
but
get
what-
chloroformed off
to
screen?
do something. Just wait for me here.
But I haven't shown you the whole school yet.
That would be
It
good.
won't take
Like that
long.
would
I
actually be funny and interesting.
Yeah. I guess it's the two French guys and the one English guy who's all of whose names I've forgotten.
Promise.
It won't take long, I promise. Proceeds to walk incredibly slowly. Do people actually compliment someone's glasses? Yes, they have good glasses.
Yes, but even the Ghost Kitty, you've also complimented me on my glasses before.
There you go.
I have complimented people's sunglasses if I notice how cool they are and everything like that.
Oh,
So.
that's great.
There you go. It's like
you French guys and the English guy. Oh, something's gonna
Ghosty.
happen.
It's like the reverse of the nerdy girl takes off glasses, finds discovers outer beauty or something like that. It's the complete opposite. Basically, it's Clyde with chance of meatballs. That's the only time I've seen that trope subverted, actually.
Oh God.
I hate that trope.
Huh?
Oh, it looks like our art-loving lunatic friend is back.
Let me go!
Shh. There you go. They're not touching you.
Yeah,
You
they're
don't
not.
want to create trouble, do you?
You know,
Oh, shush, Silas.
You know we
I
can
like
ruin
in
all your...
my mental mind's eye, the guy with like green eyes is probably holding like a rag or something, and that's why he can't leave.
I'm just seeing like the green strands in the guy with the green eyes' pocket, and I've been watching too much Owl House recently. All I can think of is that he's doing plant magic in his pocket, and vines are growing.
Your paintings become...
Speaking of art,
Thank
were you
Ghost
looking
Kitty.
for this?
My favorite paintbrush. Give it back to me.
You're so rare, really.
Oh my goodness!
What? What? No!
And there it is. We finally get.
No! They did not just.
You're so rare, really? What? What?
Ah, yes, he is so rare because he has gray hair and brown eyes. It's so rare in this whole school and everything. Like, oh my god, he is so rare that he likes painting. Like, oh my god, it's so rare to paint on this school guy. He's like, oh my god.
Wow,
I'm gonna-
painting is such a weird hobby, guys.
I'm gonna make some. I think this is a unique piece of advice I've never made before. But with voice actors, if you see that a line is confusing and you know the context, and you know that something might be wrong, you are allowed to question the director. I mean, still record it, obviously, just in case there's like a hidden vision or something you don't know about. But if
Just
anything,
like
when I see that situation, I see like lines that have been misspelled or misinterpreted, or I don't really know. I think they could be phrased a different way. I'll say them in that different way as well. In like, that's when I upgrade to 4 text. That's 4 text, Jacob. 2 text for the regular form and another 2 in the other.
yes.
Oh yeah, because you
I
did that
have-
for Kairos.
Yes,
Oh yeah, because I didn't pronounce that was Kairos or Chris. So yeah exactly.
You also did that for us because you didn't know how. You didn't know what you didn't know if I wanted racer Vaz.
Yeah, well, okay, so sometimes it can come down to pronunciation stuff, but some of the time it is where people have, like, actively misspelled, or in this case, mistranslated words, and it's like, hold on, that doesn't make any sense.
Ooh, for to say, let's go. I dropped it.
I bet this paint must have been used by Picasso himself. Well, Picasso was Spanish, so I guess that tracks. Still Silas, yeah.
Relax. I'll pay you back.
I thought he
Oh,
just, like,
now
he
you
slips his
grunt,
arms
you-
into place. He slips his arms into place, of course.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
What?
Oh, you didn't understand? I said, what do you think you're doing?
How dare you?
Is his foot just, like, hovering in the air as this conversation is going on right now?
Who are you
Yeah.
to talk to me like that?
How
And who are
dare
you
you?
to
Yeah.
talk to him like that? At least he does something great and productive, unlike you.
In case you don't know, I'm a very attractive French guy, and all the girls are after me.
What?
Is that what you
Oh!
call doing something productive?
I see. Being hot is productive. Then
Of
I'm
course.
not productive at all.
Me neither.
Really? Well, guess what?
I'm sorry, I have
Treating
another
people
man in my
this way-
life, and my
Wait,
blood,
hold on,
my
hold on,
leg.
Ghosty, put the glasses back on, then to be productive again. Anime nosebleed.
Guys, I'm being so productive because I'm eating pears. Like, oh my god, so productive.
Go. What a very productive Pez dispenser that is. I don't
Productive.
know what's happening anymore. I just saw
Also-
Knuckles back there. It's like, I wish to be productive too, Sonic.
I literally forgot to put my stuffed animals away. Oh no.
Like, there's also Shadow laying right next to him too. Like, I
Please,
just
Sonic, I am more productive than you, and I always will be. In your dreams, Shadow. I'm on KW shirt. I'm more productive than you are.
I was trying to see if you can see how many Sonic characters you can say, and I just grabbed Rouge and think,
Ah, of course, the one that most of the fandom believe to be the most productive of the of the Sonic franchise.
let's move on from production, please.
This is like personality from Ash Mouse videos, but just.
It doesn't make you cool nor superior. If you don't leave this room right now, I will have to talk with the principal and get this over with.
Hey guys, let's just go. We don't want to get in trouble.
Knuckles.
Is it a coincidence the guy that's most like Malwick is doing Malwick's job in this instance and trying to be the mediator?
All right.
apparently.
Let's get out of here. The crybaby.
Knuckles and Rouge.
Dur, 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 dur,
What do you think you're
dur,
doing?
dur.
I'm about to commit property damage and probably get in trouble or not because some school are dumb and don't care about bullying. Not when you're a hot French guy that all the girls like, of course.
That French
Maybe
guy.
he'll have to shed his tears with someone, right?
Oh, yes, he can see tears forming slightly. That's cool.
Ah, those idiots. Here, it's your paintbrush, right?
Thank you.
No problem. I'm Dylan, by the way.
I'm Harry. Thank you very much for helping me.
Harry
I don't know what I
Potter?
would do if
More like Harry Painter.
my favorite paintbrush was broken.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Picasso.
Okay.
Oh, so he's Mary's friend? Well, let's get out of here.
I don't know. I feel more comfortable here. I don't want to run into them again.
Hey, you're not.
That's cool. Okay, we'll just check. Yeah, I went that direction. Let's go. There's a hallway. That's how it works.
Alone. Mary and I are with you. You won't go through that situation again, okay?
Wait, do you know Mary?
Well, yeah, I just met her today. She's a great person.
I ditched her. She's not with me currently. Like, just lied to you. But you know, it's the thought that counts.
Yes. She has never discriminated against me for being an art lover.
The atmosphere is getting weird. I'd better change the subject. It's change of subject. We should meet the girls. They were waiting for
was
us.
getting weird.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
You guys were talking about art and painting. Is that production?
This is why this guy gets called rare.
All right.
He is a weird artist with the paint, with
I'm
the
back.
paintbrush in his hand. He will make a beautiful art that will live on for centuries.
He will make a beautiful art.
Hi.
Hi, guys. Wait.
What was that turnaround that she just did there? She just like swiveled around on her foot and then slipped back down again.
Blech.
Let's see if I can recreate that.
Go on,
Hello, it's
Jacob.
me, I'm Mary, I'm talking.
Jacob, we all know that Rare has really weird animation.
We sure do. But hey, they've improved. They bob down with the walking
Why
cycles
are
now.
you two together?
Well,
He came into the art classroom while I was looking for my paintbrush. He helped me find it, and I already have it in my backpack.
Dylan, do you remember the new girl? Well, we met her. And it's
Which just doesn't even like try to segue away. Just like, Dylan, remember the new girl?
decided to talk to her. She seems like to be a nice person.
Hey, Mary, who are you talking to?
She seems like to be a nice person. Was that what I just said?
Oh, hi, Dylan.
hi, Val.
Why does everyone keep not seeing? He's tallest person there. How do you not see him? As a tall person myself, I can tell you there's not a single time in the last decade I've not been seen in a room before.
Like Jacob is a whole foot taller than I am, but I'm the oldest. This is unfair.
Okay, there is so that.
Do you know each other?
Yeah, it's a long story.
I can't pass up this opportunity to talk to him. Dylan, can we talk for a moment, please?
I can't pass up this opportunity. We're going to the same school. It's literally our first day. We have a whole year ahead, but I can't pass this up now.
Okay.
We can quite literally talk to each other in the hallways casually. What?
Yep. Also, we apparently are either family friends or childhood friends, which means I probably know where he lives, but you know.
I'll be right back.
This is the second time Dylan has ditched Mary in that exact same hallway.
Well, I only have 5 minutes, so if you have something important to say, I'll listen. Otherwise, this is a waste of time.
I'm sorry.
What?
I know. I was wrong. Please forgive me. I just want to go back the way we were.
6
Oh
months.
my god.
I waited.
cringe. I cringe that acting. Oh.
The acting does kind of remind me a bit of that one scene in Code Lyoko where for some reason they go into this into this weird filter as Yumi starts like, I don't know, like doing some sort of melodrama poses or something when talking to Ulrich, and they like walk off of and onto the frame several times. I still can't work out why that was a decision that happened. But anyway, as far as the dialogue goes, I will say I always enjoy when characters will talk about things that they know the context for, but we the audience don't. But in a way that kind of invites mystery more so than just assumes that we're on the same page and we're not. Clearly, this is meant to be an ongoing thing, or at least it's going to be clarified in Dill's next line. Bare minimum.
It's 6 months for you to say a single "I'm sorry," but it never happened. Now you're here.
I mean, you apparently were avoiding her, so.
When I didn't want to see your stupid face. Do you know how devastated you made me feel back then? Knowing that my only friend at the time was just a traitor. Do you know how confused and angry I am now? Didn't you ruin my life enough last year?
Yeah, my theory is that she called him rare in some sort of public moment, and that's why he has such trauma with that word and why it was on the screen in his flashback.
Maybe.
Do you want to ruin it again?
No, I don't want that.
Then get out of my sight. You disgust me and you don't know how much I hate you.
Yeah, I hate you and you betray me. I'm fed up with this world. I trust the party. Sorry to the voice actor, but I do not like how this party sounds. It sounds forced to me. Perhaps it's done on purpose. That isn't being genuine. I mean, maybe. Oh, hello to Emo Gayu or Gayu. I think I'm not sure, but I don't recognize your name, so I think you're new. So welcome.
Well, that's all I had to say. My friends must be waiting for me.
Like,
Goodbye.
this voiceover sounds forced. But
I
it might
hope I
also
made
be
things.
voiced from the perspective of the voice actor and not the character. Because it's really hard to put on a dramatic tone to your voice if you're not putting your all into it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
It's clear with her.
A lot of voice actors will avoid shouting too much, which means that they'll tone down their energy as well as their volume on purpose, which is why you get such unexpected performances sometimes. And also, I record during the
Hi,
day.
girls. I'm back.
Hi, Dylan. Where's Valerie?
She had to go to the bathroom, but don't worry, we can go on without her.
Oh, okay. Let's go to the
What did you miss? Mark and Johnny fighting in the room, essentially.
cafeteria. I'll give you a tour after that.
You give him a tour after that. Good for you. Now, please retake the line at least once.
Okay.
Maybe there was a retake, but the director just didn't choose the right one. I'm not sure.
Where do I have to go? Mary said she'd get a table for us, but I don't see it anywhere.
By the way, I'm not sure if this is deliberate, but the chocolate milk being reversed because he put it on the tray from his perspective makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I never even thought of it that way.
Should I go get it? Well, I can't just stand by and do nothing. I'll have to go look for them on my own.
Oh, background sound. Got to comment on that.
Yes, we have sound effects. Done like last episode.
Come here.
Yeah.
Where?
Why does no one have any peripheral vision? Dylan, just because everyone else ignored your presence doesn't mean you have to pretend not to see people or know where sound is coming from.
Like if anything, just characters having peripheral vision in Gacha just seems to be a problem for, the plot to happen.
Yeah, like I know that everyone is looking on like a 3/4 profile shot. That doesn't mean their eyes are angled in that direction.
No. I'm sorry, dude.
It's okay, I'm alright. But look at you. Your food is all over the floor. Come here, let me help you.
He's gonna do a psych or something, isn't he? Oh, never mind.
If you ever dare talk to me like that again, you'll be in big trouble. You've been warned.
Okay, perspective changes.
I have to
nice.
go. See ya.
You know what
Those
I would
glasses
have...
are not helping his vision. Yeah, you're right. They're just for fashion.
You want to know what I would have done in that moment? You were so close. Just stick your fingers up his nose.
Oh my.
It'll catch him off guard enough for you to get away.
Oh my god! Again, my Owl House focus brain at the moment. Just imagining Lucifer now. Just like she gets like approached by someone vastly more powerful. It's like, well, guess what? I have this. Poke!
That is the solution. Just stick your fingers up his nose. He was right there. You were close enough to do it.
I guess. I mean, alternatively, go for the eye because you have eye protection. He does not.
Just
Hot French
bonk
guys rarely wear corrective lenses.
Just bonk him on the nose like a crocodile. It'll stun him for a couple of minutes.
How do you do? My name's Kermit the Crude. Oh God! Do you all taste that? You don't? Good, you should, because some of these lines taste dry.
Wow.
I'm like, from my passion in need of water because of how dry these feel.
Wow.
I feel like
is going for the throat, guys. She got her claws out and ready to pounce.
This sounds like a person who starts like an insult and then like has it go on for too long, sees the reaction from people, and then is like backtracks. Like, yeah, I'm like baby from my passion, in need of water because
I made some awesome comebacks in the live chat during my passion because how much I hated the Halloween episode.
Yes.
Jacob.
It's Halloween night and the time goes by. All of these lines sound terribly dry. Grab some
we
mustard,
need
pack it in.
we need a remake version when October comes along. I am counting down to October so we can remake it and make it better.
Yeah, I think you did ask me that like last time I made like the It's Halloween night reference. We should just like remake all the My Passion songs.
Yes!
Once I learn how to use my MIDI pad, I will I can make that happen.
Yeah!
Hey, I can share my lunch with you. Come here.
Or we can I can go back. Unless we've got to pay for it again. I don't know how this works.
Sure,
Really.
thanks.
Like, depends on if this is an American school or not.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure which country we're in right now.
Like, if we are in the United States, then yeah, you might have to pay for it again, but it's worth it to, you know, have food.
Yeah.
I mean, like in elementary school
Okay,
I went to,
so-
you have lunch money.
Yeah.
What do you want to know first? Oh, come on. I couldn't give you the tour.
It's okay, we can do it tomorrow, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Alright.
Why does everyone think that everyone's pressed for time? This is not the last day of school, it's the first day.
Like, if this is...
Well, we're off to our class. See ya.
I was gonna be like, sir, if you not get out of my face right now, one of us will be heading to the nurse's office, and it won't be me, I can promise you that. Oh my. I'm just imagining that. I'm just imagining you saying that in your voice, and that is bizarrely more terrifying than it would be in Dylan's. Yeah, if people don't know what Ghost Kitty sounds like, Ghost Kitty is very, very soft-spoken. So those words coming out from that voice in my head, like, oh wow, oh my.
Ghost Kitty, use that quote for your future practice. Write the quote down somewhere in your head or on your notebook, on your Google Docs, whatever you can use to write it down so you can use it.
It should be. Yeah, it should be a thing that Yuri says to Annabelle from Beyond the Grave or something in the remake.
Let me go. You'll ruin my shoes.
Just
How?
What, by what? Walking backwards ruins your shoes? Why?
shut up and come on. We're all
By the way, speaking of the leather shoes meme, I found a fan song that somebody did of the leather shoes thing. Yeah, as it turns out, that was a video from I think it was like 13 years ago or something. From a much younger and much poorer mic quality sounding Keston Howard of My Street fame.
My Street fame!
Yeah, so
Zane has leather shoes.
Zane indeed has leather shoes and some little Karibo impressions.
always late for class
Nice.
because of you.
Okay, I got it. But let me go. We should go to our class too. Let's go.
Help, let me go, help, let me go, help, let me
yes.
go, stop kidnapping me.
Ah, yes, another on-screen kidnapping.
Yep, well better than being chloroformed off screen.
Okay, class. Now that we're all here, let's start the class. Open your
Okay,
history book
girls
to page
and
12,
boys.
and at the end of the text, you must complete the activity
Hello,
on
class.
page
Welcome to the class.
Mm-hmm.
13.
Sit down and take out your books
All
for the
right, I
class,
can do-
class.
Yep.
Do this.
Didn't the teacher
I like how
have...
fast Mary's eyes are darting across the screen, you know. Way to visually imply she's the faster reader, or just more focused because Dylan spent half the time monologuing.
Mary is learning me when I get hooked on the book and there's like an intense scene and you're like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
This is why Book Talk is a weekly show, because Kid just goes. Kid like that one sketch from Smosh Live where Anthony plays the world's fastest reader, oh, my god, done.
Like, I try not to read fast. I'm like, okay, just take my time, just read like a few chapters to see how the story goes and everything like that. 3 hours later, chapter 25. Oh my god, they did not just do that!
Yeah, it's like, I'll just read a couple of chapters right now. 3 hours later, oh, when did the sun go down? You see the difference, like the window and the two shots, yeah. This covers a speck of dust. My power! I can feel it fading! No! My leather shoes!
I can't concentrate while Valerie is here. It's really uncomfortable and awkward.
Really uncomfortable and awkward. Has everything just awkward for you today? Did you fall out of
Potentially.
bed thinking, I feel awkward. Everyone else is awkward too, even though they're just going about their normal daily lives. Like
Yeah.
even when you
Also-
were kind of talking about that one guy about art, and you were like, ugh, this is awkward.
Also, this is the same classroom and the same seating formation as when Valerie showed up earlier in the day, which says to me either this was a period that happened to be in the middle of lunch, or this operates how my primary school used to, and the class stays in one classroom for the entirety of the school year, and the teachers move around instead. One or the other.
Help you? Look, all you have to do is...
Which, by the way, classes staying in people staying in one class teachers around, I think is probably a better system, honestly. Less traffic.
Can't give up. I need Dylan to trust me again. But
How do I feel about this episode so far? I'd make a Walk and Wise joke, but everyone here is too young to get it, so never mind.
Like, I can't help but to be stuck in my own confusion when it comes to this episode.
Okay, I haven't said anything, but this girl who's like, I need to be apologetic to it. I must be nice to it. We need to go back the way things used to be before I betray him, or whatever. Reminds me of the actress who plays Clary in Shadowhunters.
Are you a yandere, miss? I have a solution for that. It's called a chainsaw.
Never hand a yandere a chainsaw. That's a terrible idea.
And yes, guys,
It's not good. It might turn out well for them, but
It's called, the solution for being a yandere is called therapy.
yeah.
Literally, I recorded of my reaction to Shadowhunters, and the actress who plays Clary, by God, I just cringe because everything is so high pitched and whiny.
Kind of like, I guess, modern day Kim.
Literally!
I assume. I haven't seen Shadowhunters. I don't actually know.
I don't know how I'm suffering through it. I don't know. You will see when that video comes out and see how much I was cringing at it.
Yeah, switch to Owl House. That's my recommendation. Everyone there's only shrill when they need to. Okay. Looks like I just stole an extra seat last episode. I forgot who was sitting there, but I do. Oh, that's right. I do remember there was the eyeless. There was like the mannequin, wasn't it? That's right. Yeah, the mannequin was there. So, oh my goodness. Okay, so there's this really old Afmal video, of the Minecraft Storytime series, where which was a series where Afmal and a few friends from the Sky Media corporation that existed at the time got together, and Afmal narrated a certain scene, and the 4 or 3 performers would act it out. In this particular episode, it was the yandere episode. So Ross and Barney were competing for the affections of the new student Sky D Minington, and what happens in that video is that Afmal asked say to take a seat, and then they go absolutely, and then goes up to one of the mannequins and then just like disintegrates and sits there instead. It's like slightly out of frame, but then everyone's like, "Was that a student there?" Nah.
Oh, jeez.
She just said, "Take a seat anywhere." Absolutely.
I have attend.
Just missing the anecdote from Aphna's story time.
We must have disposed of the mannequin kid off screen.
Yeah.
About kidnapping Elliot.
If it weren't for that she was on the screen at the time when that happened, I would 100% approve of that theory.
But how?
She has an alibi.
And that's how it's done.
She had an accomplice.
Do you understand?
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Mary.
And that's how it's done.
Could
What
you be
reading? They're not even
thinking
solving
about
problems.
Valerie? No.
She's clearly reading right now. You know exactly what I'm thinking about.
Oh, don't be an idiot, Dylan.
Oh wait, no, that's Mary. Sorry, Valerie's the other one.
Concentrate.
Also, the bully victim myself, it takes a lot to forgive a bully. I had to never actually get apology from my bullies. Only one of them ever stopped when my teacher told him off. I got one apology for one of my old bullies at one point, and that was actually, I think it was like a year after the event itself, because he sort of like had a change of heart like after the fact, and then realized what had been done like a year afterwards, which was, you know what, that is that is more than fair. But yeah, the other ones not so much. They just kind of once again grew up when the ringleader left. That was, I think I've told that story already.
Well, students, good to see you again. And also for the new faces.
Okay, it is definitely just the same teacher for every single class then. Okay, so the class doesn't move, the teacher doesn't move, it is just, okay, one person assigned for everything.
See you tomorrow. Have a nice break.
Which does happen, but mainly in primary schools, occasionally middle.
Did she just say have... She just said have a nice break instead of have a nice day.
Yeah, you would think that they've already had their break, haven't they?
Well, Mary, see you tomorrow.
Wait, do you want me to come with you? I think we live close by anyway.
Okay.
How do you figure that one out?
Okay, if you say so.
Mary! We're going to have a sleepover for the first day.
Okay, I know I said I approved of this character's like eyebrows like bobbing up and down, but I don't think this line warrants it. We're going to have a sleepover at my house. Would you like to come? There will be appetizers.
Oh no! No!
Like, if anything, we should save that one for drama club, not here.
We shall tell scary stories under the torchlight. Well, unfortunately, we can't use it in drama club because it's Minecraft and the character's eyebrows don't move. Let's break there for full breaks. I don't know. Maybe the first day of school became the last day of school for some reason. I don't know.
Day of school today. Remember?
Oh, speaking of which,
No, it's fine, Mary. I can go home alone. Thanks. Also, bye, girls.
See ya!
I mean, you could also ask if they live nearby, so it would be on the same path for everyone. That would also work, in theory. Positive, though. I like how they said see you at the same time. That was very well choreographed. Because I can tell you, whenever you get lines from different VAs who are not coordinating with each other, like remotely, how they're going to sound in unison, doesn't always end up so well. I don't ever ask them for redirects because some of the time I feel like that would actually happen in real life if someone say speak in unison, so I just leave it.
sorry, Dylan.
No Fred and George stuff here. Yeah. My elementary school didn't help at all with bullying. They just told them to stop, nothing more. It was my teacher in my school that actually helped stop a bully of mine. Yeah, it's one of the things that I'm wondering about. Is like, what steps would you actually like do, other than obviously like giving the child like detention or something, or some sort of other punishment, or trying to raise awareness about the issue and what people are actually doing, which often doesn't work anyway because they can come across as condescending and therefore kids don't respond to it. If I end up teaching myself next year, then something to think about. Or even though it says I'm an assistant, so I'm not supposed to. It's not my job to exact discipline or anything. But if I see something, I'll have to think of I'll be thinking of something anyway because that's just what I do.
You don't have to apologize. I understand. Bye.
I guess the bobbing up and down does not apply when your head has been swiveled.
Well,
I think he just came back. They said goodbye to him earlier, and then okay, fine. Calling it now. Dylan's gonna run to Valerie and Mr. Bully and his sidekicks. No, that's a very good call. Yeah.
today was good, I guess. Hopefully tomorrow will be better.
That's when I was Ghosty's turn to blow high in the back there.
You see what I did today? I helped someone when they needed help. If you were here, you'd be very proud of me.
Yeah, starting to believe that necklace theory that Ghost Kitty said before. There was something important, probably given by a family figure that has died.
I miss you so much.
Those kids are running in the streets. What a terrible idea. In fact, everyone's in the streets. If he's on the pavement right now, there's no way it goes that far back. So they're all just walking in the road.
I mean, unless it's just a world with no cars.
I guess. And also, I guess now he's like turned to face the road and no one's there anymore.
Thank you so much for everything. I will give it my best this year just for you.
Was I like a sister or something?
Just slaps it back on.
I couldn't see! Who was it?
Alright, we'll see again. It doesn't really... Yeah, it's not really clear. I guess it looks like a sister, or... Oh, actually, no, I think it might be the parents, right? Because he lives with his sister, so I guess this is a picture of his parents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but also he still just slaps it back onto himself.
Thank you so much for everything. I will give it my best this year just for you. Well, I better get going home before my hermana worries.
Yeah, there you go, hermana, sister. You love people being proud of him.
Hi, hermana. How are you?
Yeah.
Very well. And how did you do?
Me fue muy bien, supongo. Quiero decir, hice nuevos amigos, pero volví a ver a Valerie.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Can people see the subtitles on the top of the screen?
That means we are hearing a different language, everyone. Just in case if you're confused.
Well, I know people know what subtitles mean. I just wonder, can they see the subtitles? Because like last time it was a bit hard to read.
My brain ain't working, okay? It's so in shock with where eagles reared and reared eagles rare whole situation. Yeah, that's why I decided to say.
Yeah, which is fair because you know, because again to reference the Owl House for a third time in this episode, like there'll be random times when Luz will just break into Spanish with no warning.
What?
And, of course, it's not a problem for me, for sure. But then, but like I still think for other people who don't speak Spanish, just like, what did she just say there? Is that important? Do I need to remember that? What's that about?
I bet it's gonna be like those people when like the gods at the end of Percy Jackson like talk in a different language because they're the Greek gods. They're like, is that important? Put on subtitles!
Yeah, the thing is, like, I'm on season 2, by the way, so people say, like, oh, it changes later. Most of the time when she's speaking in Spanish, it's mostly, like, when she's talking to, like, the memory of her mum or something, because, obviously, you know, she's been isekai'd, so not there anymore. But,
bye!
Yeah, so a lot of the time it's like this very like heartfelt moment, just like, you know, I wish you were here, I love you so much, mum, like that kind of stuff. But no one was gonna know what she says, and it's like, why did they not subtitle it?
And people thought I was crazy using subtitles when I watch shows and movies. Guys, come on!
Yeah, there's also one scene where Amity says "Hola patata" to her, and then she says, "Did you just call me a sweet potato?" And all thought was like, nope, she just said potato. She did not specify sweet, so why are you assuming that? She has pulled an afmao and called you a potato. Acknowledge it.
A small potato.
Yeah, I think that would have been. Yeah, that would have been. That, yeah, I guess she hasn't got to diminutives yet. She's learning human languages. Whatever.
Really? Did you feel uncomfortable seeing her?
Al principio estuve muy confundido. En ese momento ella quería hablar conmigo, disculpándose, pero terminé insultándola y terminó muy mal.
Why didn't you forgive her?
Why? Also, question: why is only he speaking Spanish when the sister? Okay, this is. I guess this is something that I can see because my brother does the same thing but in reverse. So I'll never forget this one conversation that I had with like my best friend from Spain who speaks English but is not very confident in English anymore, and so prefers to just talk in Spanish whenever possible. My brother, of course, who has lost his sense of confidence because he moved away from Spain, didn't practice as much as I did, and so he doesn't feel confident in Spanish anymore. So he still understands perfectly, but he doesn't like to reply. So he'll always reply in English, and that best friend will reply in Spanish. So I remember one conversation that we had where I was speaking Spanish to one of them, then English to the other. Everyone understood everyone, but it was still a bizarre experience.
It's like one of those things where like someone will understand a language but they can't speak it, or reads a language but can't speak it. Yeah.
Yeah, people keep like making like ranking different aspects of languages in certain ways. People keep on saying like, oh yeah, the listening or the reading is the hardest part. It's like I don't know what you mean by that because because the disciplines of language would be like reading, writing, listening, and speaking. With reading, you have all the time in the world. Have the letters. You can refer to other stuff. You can as it's in your brain, so you can interpret it that way. Writing, you kind of just putting that into practice, so it is like a bit more advanced there. You kind of add your own input. Listening, you have to deal with like accents and vocal tones and a bunch of other things. Use the speed of speech can be an issue too, so that's another step beyond that. And then speaking, of course, you have to add your own accents and vocal tones. So again, that's the step up. So that's why I keep thinking that's the order, but people keep on agreeing with that. It's like I don't know what you mean there.
No, like I practice when I study Japanese. I will practice what I hear, so write the things down. So let's say I learn a new word that means something. I will write it in hiragana or whatever because that's how I learned the Japanese, and say this means this. And then I also would practice the hiragana and everything. Once I got it down, then that's when I move up because I'm learning progressively, which means like once I learn a hiragana or a katakana or any other things that was in Japanese lesson, I would already master it and everything, and I'm able to continue on. I have to memorize all the different letters and the characters and everything like that as I keep.
I think that's the difference between learning languages with letters and ones with characters instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess with characters, then reading is a whole other discipline on top of itself.
Mm-hmm.
With Japanese, that has like 3 alphabets, from what I recall. So
yeah, it does.
Yeah, so that I can understand, but for most other languages, it's usually that's usually the way that it goes.
Yeah,
at least in my experience, anyway. I keep thinking of Citrus's mum with how much they look alike. It sort of makes sense for the photo we saw. Both parents have brown hair. This is true. I guess it's another example of Gacha parents looking like siblings, except that on screen long enough to be properly addressed.
What's funny when I was editing Misfits, I went back to see what like the character's parents looks like in the story, and I just realized I flipped something, and I was like, do I fix this or just keep it at the same? And I just kept it at the same because I'm like, no, whatever. It makes more sense this way.
That's what we refer to as a happy accident.
I was like, you know what? It's fine. It's whatever. It's just different. It's like it doesn't really change anything.
Yeah, I suppose it's kind of like with takes from voice actors. Sometimes they'll say it in a way that you didn't consider before, and it's like, oh, that's actually better.
And like I realized, like, Alexander had the same hair as the mother, but then they have like 2 different eye colors depending on like their parents and everything like that. And so I was like, you know what? They can have different eye colors depending on the parents, but they can have the same hair from the same parent, you know, to make it that much different. Especially since, you know, they're
Yeah.
twins and everything like that.
Yeah, I think I said this before, but for Alpha Witch Academy, I worked in reverse. So I designed Erica first and then altered her design to make both of her parents, but I altered different things each time. I remember what they were, obviously.
Yeah, I designed Amia in Gacha Club and then Alexander, and I decided to design the parents to get an idea in my head and also design other characters. And one of my friends who originally created Crow gave me permission to use Crow in my story. They gave me their crowd.
Oh, so you did what I did with Pop and Empress. Just
Yeah.
made them an integral character of the plot rather than giving them a cameo.
Yeah, I literally asked them, hey, can I put Crow in the story? I really like this character. And like, yes, as long as you give me credit. And I did. I give them credit and everything. I even asked them tons of questions to make sure we got the character right and the story and everything, because they even have the book. And so they always help me with creating the character. So
Yeah. I remember for Erasmus, a lot of people will ask me if they could be in the book. So what I did was I changed everyone's names ever so slightly so you wouldn't like directly recognize them in case they became embarrassed years later. And I didn't ask them like who they wanted to be because like it was a fantasy world. I said, okay, fine. You three are going to be elves for this one. You can be but you said you want to be a dog, so you're the dog of one of the tribesfolk that we're going to get in the previous scene. You're also the tribesfolk who owns the dog. Yeah, sure, we'll do it that way. And that was how a lot of the characters were conceived, actually.
Porque esperé 6 meses por una disculpa y ahora me lo dice.
Look, Dylan. I'll be honest with you. I think it was very wrong for you to treat her that way. I know she did bad things, but I will not justify that act. You want to forget about your past, right? If she apologized, why don't you forget all the bad things you did with her and turn over a new leaf?
Bueno.
The bad things that you did with her. Was she like a bad influence? Was he like in her gang or something?
Oh,
like but maybe.
That's kind of scary to me. I don't know why that is scaring me, but
The idea that someone so as nice as Valerie could actually be secretly a gang leader, that kind of contrast, I think that's why you're thinking that.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's not that much of a contrast for me. Mostly because I've seen it before. Thank you, high school.
Little Dylan, this is so cute, and he has your hair. No, honey, has your hair. No, it's your hair. No, it's your hair. it's like, oh, he has your eyes. Both parents, thank you. To a random person.
Estoy muy enojado en ese momento. Debería
Should have said estaba muy enojado en ese momento. See, I can still hear when something goes wrong.
disculparme.
Call her now. You have her number, right?
No lo sé, eso creo.
Well, do that in your bedroom. When you're done, come and get something to eat, okay?
Alright, I'll leave now.
Now we're back to not moving up and down.
I can't believe I'm going to do this. I don't have her number. I think I deleted it, but if I remember correctly, her number was... Wait, I still remember her number? I guess I never got over her.
Yes, the classic Texture X scene.
I can't break...
No, ma'am, we are not doing this. I can confirm that the pain for bullying does not fade like that, especially if you haven't done therapy. Well, I don't know if this is a case of her bullying him. I guess, because again, we don't really know what happened. It seems like in some way they might have had like a bad breakup. Or it was a gang. Maybe it was in a gang. But again,
Like-
still...
I promise.
A gang or a breakup.
He's just a gang. Let's be almost responsible for the mannequin kid's appearance. He's like, "Hey, kid,
Oh.
you're sitting, you're sitting in my seat. What are we gonna do about this?" It's not your seat. You just got here. Exactly. So it is now my seat. You see how at a disagreement, like, lifts him up and throws.
Listen, I have to.
It just sounds like Mario.
Do my best and forget about everything that happened between us.
Cosa posso fare per far sì che Dylan si...
Okay, so again, I think I've mentioned this before, but Valerie is Italian, which might be the reason for this line being spelled that way. I skipped this comment earlier.
fidi di nuovo di me?
Yeah, names are similar to English, have different spelling when they're from different countries. Don't mind it.
Yeah, it does. It does sometimes depend in that way. Sometimes it is the same. Sometimes it's different. Yeah.
Non so cosa fare. Penso che sia tutto finito. Huh? Who's calling me? Wait, Dylan is calling me? What should I do?
I love how she switches from distressed Italian to surprised English. Like, I think that from Dylan's perspective, him speaking in Spanish is it's sort of like a default when he's really really overwhelmed or something.
Oh,
Like, he goes back in that way. And in this case, she seems to really just not seem to have that same default.
No! I must not miss this opportunity. I must answer the call.
No, I must call him.
I
It was
shall.
my destiny.
Okay, most of support Llama Plush before it upsets me too much.
The phone
See you
is
for a
my destiny.
Sure. What's up?
Forget the face.
Oh, they got the lyrics in this time. Well, there's the logo.
Oh boy, this episode. Oh,
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about Rare. It's not quality animation by any means. The movements still feel stiff, but thankfully the walking animation isn't a problem anymore. And you know what I'm talking about, Jacob.
Yeah, now it's gone from that problem to mediocre to actually good in the first scene, but then not again.
Like, the first scene was good, and then we just degraded from there.
Yeah. It's certainly not like FAFSA, where they just like shuffle up and down with their heads fully static as their necks elongate and their shoulders droop.
Right, that's not a problem anymore.
Okay. Well, yeah, from a story this time, again, there's not really much to say in this this time, because I mean it just essentially follows you know, a typical structure of an episode. I mean we have a couple of questionable lines, you know, like the whole productive thing we mentioned earlier, and the fact that someone actually calls someone rare in this case, which means it is a consistent and ever-present mistake that we're gonna get at least once per episode, probably, to remind people of what show they're watching.
Why? Just why?
I do have the theory that at some point Valerie must have called Dylan rare. Maybe that's why they broke up or something.
I got a
Might make an
theory.
apology.
Could be Valerie who called him weird, and that's what happened.
That was closer than the on and on and on song. So yeah, and this time I don't really have any major complaints other than some of the voice acting, because again, I guess this casting must have been extremely difficult, because you have to find somebody who not only is prepared to voice act, but also is prepared to voice act in 2 different languages, and each language is different to the last. You have to have the 2 French guys, one Italian girl, and then 1 Spanish guy as well. And I'm assuming I haven't heard the sister speak any Spanish, so maybe that was actually taken out of her dialogue so that she wouldn't have to. The voice actor wouldn't have to try and speak a language that they don't necessarily know. Maybe. So again, it can't be easy to find someone who fills all of those criteria. I mean, I guess as somebody who is trying to help Aiden find people for a Spanish dub at the moment, I can vouch for that. So So yeah, that I can acknowledge. But then again, once you have those people, you still gotta direct them in the way that will actually help their performances come to life, rather than some of the you betrayed me, I'm fed up with this world kind of thing. Yeah, and that's those moments down. I guess that you could include the over dramatic Valerie in that instance, maybe. Depends on how you feel about the melodrama of that moment. Because again, I've seen the Kurlioka episode where they go way over the top, more over the top than that. But so yeah, but yeah, I'm not pulling out my hair this time. This was definitely an improvement in some very in some small ways, but they're significant ways nonetheless. I just realized, what if Valerie's one of the people who wrote all the mean stuff about on the chalkboard? That's why I don't get along anymore. Well, Valerie shows up after that chalkboard hallucination happens. Okay, so, and it's just saying that maybe like the chalkboard was actually like a flashback, not just a hallucination in Dylan's mind, which I guess also is much more possible. Yeah, so that could be it. But then again, that chalkboard wasn't like very specific to Dylan himself, so unless it was told it was about him, then I don't know. You know what? We'll get to that some point whenever Dylan's backstory happens, or maybe not, because I forgot if this episode actually was the last one or not. Yeah, I forget. Was this the last episode of Rare that came out? Because I think Josh said it was like 2 or something like that.
I don't remember.
There's an active comment from 6 months ago that's not about. Oh, okay. Oh no, I'm seeing now. There's at least 2 more episodes because I went on the For You page and oh no, 5. Sorry, there's the actual playlist at the bottom of the channel page is actually yeah, it goes up to 5. There's a short of episode 6 from just a month ago, which means it's still being worked on. All right, and apparently there's also the official intro as the 11 days ago. 6 episodes in, which is a strange idea, but yeah, sure, why not? So I guess there's more Rare to be enjoyed. So I guess we'll be back in a week or so then, most likely. So thanks everyone for joining, and we'll see you again whenever that happens. All right, I can't get oh, not while I'm live anyway. All right, so anyone else making a add before we conclude?
Watery microphone, Jacob. Ocean microphone.
Honestly, I think the only kind of good quality about this, I think, is that it's really interesting to see that there is more than one language that you hear in the show. So I definitely like that because I like hearing different languages. They're really interesting and unique. So I like that. But I guess I'm kind of curious what happened to the parents. Like, I hope you get to learn more about that. But that's my only stuff.
Yeah, all right then. I'm sure that'll be covered sometime. So please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. We've got us already. And on that note,